What's up, guys? Hope everyone had a great weekend. It is Monday, February 11th, and we have a nice little slate today. Hope everyone had a good weekend in DFS. Had a couple cashes, a lot of good value plays over the weekend between yesterday and the Orlando Guards and Saturday with Zubac and a couple other guys. Hopefully you guys have been following along. Like I said, we got a nice little slate. Before we get into it, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get alerts on when I put up new content. And if you like the picks and like the content, hit the thumbs up button so I can get more exposure, get the picks out there, and more people help me out just a bit with that. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the DFS Picks, and we'll get into this slate. So it's only happened a few times in the last month or so, but we have a ton of studs to pay up for, and they're pretty much all in good spots. So the big choice today is going to be deciding who you want to pay up for and what kind of value we can get. There doesn't look like there's a whole lot of value right now. Not a ton of injury news either, but it's Monday, so I'm assuming that a bunch of stuff's going to come up during the day, and we'll get some at least 3 or 4 pieces of value during the day, so we can pay up for 2 of the big guys. If not 2, then 1 of the expensive guys and 2 of the higher end mid-tier guys. But take a look at this. Harden, I'm not really looking at 12,000 with Chris Paul there. I don't have a whole lot of interest. The upside's not really there, even at Dallas. So against Dallas, not at Dallas. So the next guys I have a ton of interest in. So Westbrook, Giannis, Jokic, George, Towns, they're all in good spots. It's going to be about picking who's in the better spot and who gets the better of the matchup. So Westbrook and George had a bomb game last time against Portland. Both put up well over 6x. So I'm looking at them. George is in a position right now where his price tag is rising, but compared to how he's playing, I mean, he's in this. I think I said this before. I think he's in a similar situation to what Harden was in when he was playing without Paul, and he was getting a ton of usage, and his price tag just didn't jump up there quick enough. So George's price tag is going up very slowly. On Saturday, I had one as my main guy. He was 10,000, and he put up, I think, 69 DK points. He's 10-3 now. He's still just too cheap, especially in this matchup. So he's the first guy that I'm looking at out of this core group. I really like Giannis, but he might lose minutes in the fourth quarter. This might be a blowout. Chicago is at home, but they're just not competitive in these games against the higher echelon teams. So I don't have as much faith in him hitting higher value, 6.5, 7 times value. Definitely could if he gets his full run, but I'm not sure that he will. Westbrook, I think about playing him. George has outplayed him fantasy-wise in the last month and a half, 2 months. So that's why I definitely picked George over Westbrook. But Westbrook's definitely in play. But I'm leaning towards Towns at $1,400 cheaper. He's in a good matchup. Even with Gortat gone, it's not as the Clippers aren't as bad at defending the center position, but still not great. Zubac is going to be in there for the Clippers, and then Harrell's going to come in. Zubac's not great at defense. Harrell's undersized, so Towns should have a good opportunity here to really crush value. He scored 52 points on the road last game when they played at Staples Center. He plays much better at home, so I'm expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 for him tonight. The only hiccup with that is Teague and Rose are expected back. Towns has been playing better with Bayless in the lineup, and he gets more usage in general without their starting point guards there. But I still like Towns in the matchup. Jokic, I really like. He put up a ton of, I can't remember if it was somewhere in the 60s last game against Miami. I'm going to have to double check that. But he had a really good game against Miami last time. He plays better at home. Blowout factor here again, playing at home. Miami played last night, so they're traveling on the back end of a back-to-back. So I could see them just taking the night off, essentially, and this be over by third quarter coming around, especially with the way that they lost last night to Golden State. They had that game the whole way through, and they just punted it at the end. So they kept a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, but that was a huge letdown to not win that game. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, the guys that are 10K and above. We'll get to a couple of core picks right now. We'll go back and let's just go back to what I was talking about just now. Zubac, we were talking about how bad he is on the, not bad, but not great on the defensive end. But his price tag, let's look him up, at 4K. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat that. He's going to get probably about 25 minutes a run, maybe more with the higher, with the bigger front court that Minnesota has. He might have to keep up with that. So I would say a floor 25 minutes in a matchup where he's only 4K. He eats up rebounds, so he'll help out on the glass, and I think he's just in a good place with a good amount of minutes, so that we can fit in these higher end guys. Next pick is going to be at the power forward position, and I, in general, don't really like this guy, but not Tolliver. Taj Gibson is 4K as well in a matchup that's good for him. He's playing well in general. Saric has eaten up a little bit of his minutes, but he's still playing well on a point per minute basis. And at 4K, it'll provide value even if he just gets 20, 22 points. If he hits minimum cash value, he still allows you to put in these higher end guys. So we'll get him in there. Up to point guard, I really like Chris Paul today, and I think a lot of people do as well. He's priced down $100 out of his off his last game, where he scored just about 50 points at 7K. So I think he's going to be a little bit chalky today, but it's hard to see him not hitting value at that price tag against Dallas. I think Houston rolls in this, but Paul, not on a minutes restriction, he should still get his run even if it is kind of a blowout situation. So I like him in this spot, even if he's going to be a little bit chalky. Last guy, and we'll just throw in George there because I know that 99% I'm just going to go his way unless things change like crazy today. So we'll put him in at 3. But we'll go one more guy down. Is if you don't like Chris Paul, if you want to have a pivot off of him, Eric Bledsoe. So I had him on Friday night. Friday night against Dallas, where it was just a blowout from the start, and he played just kind of okay. But I expected a lot more out of him with, I think Giannis was playing. Middleton was out. I expected more out of him, but he had a great bounce back game against Orlando. He's priced up just a little bit here, but he should be able to roll. And in these games where it's a possible blowout situation, I like going with kind of pivoting off the higher end guys and going with the mid tier guys and the low end guys, just because they'll hit their value easier, especially with the usage that Bledsoe has at 7K. Even if it is a blowout, he should be able to hit 38, 40 points if he's playing well and getting the ball, which he should get that by third quarter. So if it's a blowout and he goes out early, doesn't get his fourth quarter run, he'll still hit value. So that's a good pivot off of Paul. So these are the guys that I have. If you have any questions or comments, hit it down in the comments section. Always love to see that. Any kind of updates I'll throw up on Twitter and Instagram during the day at the DFS Picks. If you want to hop in on the premium content and the full lineups, shoot me a message on either Twitter or Instagram, or leave a message in the comments. It's $10 a week or $30 a month. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys have a good day and good luck tonight. Thanks, guys.